Recently, in the world of psychology, there's been an uptick in an awareness of loneliness due to trends stemming from the pandemic, social media, and working from home. There has been a marked increase in the number of people living with pervasive loneliness and the anxiety that can stem from that. YouTube is an easy way that can help people cope with loneliness. It is easy to access and increase a person's ability to socialize. And it is certainly easy to start watching creators and get hooked on a sense of being part of something. There are varied creators out there with all sorts of communities, many of which are centered around pretty benign topics. But in true crime and crama, with its usual morbid circumstances, there are creators who are, simply put, con-like opportunists, looking to capitalize on the loneliness of viewers and their interest in true crime. There are studies which can help to understand all of this, but I am not going to address that. Instead, what I will address is a creator who, in my opinion, engages in online acts and words that suggest they are an opportunist, using missing children as a way to generate money from unaware people who are looking to be part of a community. Before I get into this creator, allow me to tell you about myself. For years, I have watched true crime and crama, participating in chats and tuning in to many channels, large and small. I've been around for a while, and we have possibly said hello or shared space in a chat or Discord. Maybe I have been on a panel, or you have seen super chats I have given to support creators. You see, I am just like you. I came to true crime looking for discussion with creators and people with similar interests, and I have supported creators over the years as well. But over time, I started to observe that the actions and words of many creators do not align with who they claim to be, what they say they are doing, or why they do it. Because of the world I come from, this interested me, and I started to collect data, tabulate the information, and identify patterns that emerged by looking at a creator's own online acts and words. I started to create profiles to try and get a read on who a creator may actually be in real life, and not just the persona that they present. You might say that what I am doing is exactly like what many true crime and crama creators do. Like them, I look at the creator's own acts and words, what they choose to put out on the interwebs, and I make my own assessments about who they are, their motivations and character. But I am unlike many creators in that I limit my opinion exclusively to the creator's own online behavior. I only look at what they choose to tell, share, discuss, and display on social media, and thus, I assign no value to a creator's prior career or affiliation, their case solvability rate, who they know or claimed involvement in cases or even national disasters. I do not give weight to whether a creator has appeared on TV, podcasts, or wrote a book. I do not pay attention to recommendations made by other creators, and the size of a channel is of no relevance. There is more to what I am doing, and perhaps one day I will share more. The next creator entering into the study is known as Dolly Vision. It appears that this creator had a bit of a YouTube presence prior to entering into true crime, in a channel he called Jimmy Jams TV. It looks like it was a channel aimed at covering entertainment, popular culture, music, and sports. A review of the prior channel indicates that it was largely unsuccessful, with a low rate of views. But once Dolly Vision created his new channel covering true crime, the channel started to grow. Dolly Vision possesses a certain charisma. He frequently presents himself in a way that appear, in my opinion, to be goofy, silly, sheepish, giddy, admittedly ignorant, and Philistine. He occasionally appears cocky and undaunted. For instance, even when he is wrong about something, he will continue to try and convince others that he is right.
And the best way to do that for you, and an example of filing a false DMCA by giving you a video that Dolly actually flagged falsely. That complies completely with fair use, and he should have known better. So we will look at that in a little bit. But let's continue on. Remember, $1.99 attorney.
watching this video today, and I was thinking to myself, one, I've never wrongfully struck somebody's channel. Like, I don't go to your channel if you ain't violated copyright issues, like showing my videos and things like that.
Showing my videos and things like that is not a violation de facto of copyright. So when you make a statement that I've never done it, and here's why, because they show my videos and things like that, that is not the right standard. Somebody can use your videos. Somebody can use clips of your videos and completely be within the bounds of fair use.
And yet Dolly Vision continues to false strike, publicly stating he can and will if anyone uses his content.
You use my clips, I'm striking you. Soon as I touch Virginia, some of them already got hit. Soon as I touch down in Virginia, I'm striking all your channels.
At times, in my opinion, his online acts hint that he may purposely be trying to come across as a proverbial village idiot. But watching more closely, one starts to observe a pattern that may suggest Dolly Vision is far from a village idiot, but may be a sly opportunist exploiting cases involving missing children, not to actually help the child and family, but as a way to generate income from viewers and hawking his wares. These include soap and bath products, all of which he claims he makes by hand, plus other run-of-the-mill promotional Dolly Vision branded merchandise like clothing, sunglasses, pillows, and cups. He appears relentless in his shameless self-promotion, as the following reveals.
This gifted one? Man, that's a lot of virtual love right there. I'm going to be giving all kind of virtual hugs today. Dolly gotta eat, okay? I get to eat, me and Lolo. Look, Lolo, we get to eat. We get to eat. Okay. Lolo got to eat. Okay. She's bougie too. She's bougie. Guys, you ain't joined up yet? What are you waiting for? This is Dolly Vision. Look, ain't many YouTubers going to give you the entertainment value for $2.99, less than a cup of coffee, less than this Starbucks right here. You can be a member of this channel for a whole month.
In my opinion, Dolly Vision's own acts and words appear to show a pattern of behavior that is opportunistic and could even be described as predatory. With this kind of behavior, a person will look for opportunity to take advantage of a situation or a person and will proceed to do so. When the benefit gained from the situation or person runs out, the opportunist also runs out and severely curtails or abruptly stops devoting any effort to the situation or person they so intensely had been involved with. The opportunist actually possesses no genuine care in the situation or person. They were only using it for personal gain. They will then be on the prowl for a new situation or person to exploit for their personal gain. In surveying Dolly Vision's true crime coverage, in my opinion, a pattern emerges that tends to show that he primarily homes in on missing children cases, takes the opportunity to use the case for clicks, views, cash apps, and sales. He appears to rapidly create content, producing numerous consecutive videos on one case even when there is no official information released. Then, when active cases wane, Dolly Vision is often immediately onto another more popular case, and such a pattern starts to emerge. In recent months, as an example of this pattern, Dolly Vision's coverage on active missing child cases appears to be escalating. For instance, between February 29th to March 23rd, 2024, Dolly Vision presently has 39 publicly available videos about Madeline Soto and her tragic death. So in less than 25 days, and with limited officially released information on the case, Dolly Vision produced 39 live streams. Then in the most recent case involving missing child Sebastian Rogers, between March 23rd, 2024 to the date of this video's publication, Dolly has released 42 publicly available live streams and one produced video about the missing child. The titles of the most recent live streams contain highly sensationalized terminology and primarily includes speculative discussions of the minor missing children, possible circumstances, crimes, perpetrators, allegations, and accusations, most of which are not based upon factual evidence. The content and discussions appear, in my opinion, so grossly illogical, inaccurate, unprincipled, and unreasonable that it quickly becomes evident that the content has no value in helping educate the public about the child, or help spread awareness of facts, or help solve a case or locate the missing child. Instead, it comes across as purely salacious, exploitative, and conscienceless. Dolly Vision also recently showed up on the scene in Tennessee, where an organized nonprofit search team was tasked with assisting in conducting searches to locate missing Sebastian Rogers. This search team, after encountering various live streamers, while using dogs to search, issued a request asking live streamers to please help them out by refraining from showing up at the search location for a 24-hour period so they could organize. However, Dolly Vision appeared to disregard the request and showed up at the location. Whether he intended to participate in the search without filming is uncertain. Dolly Vision later explained in a live stream from the parking lot that he had been approached by an apparent member of the search team. Dolly Vision appeared highly agitated and angry about the encounter, and referred to the nonprofit team using expletives and suggested they were unskilled. You can hear this for yourself.
Send a real motherfucking army. Send real people. Don't send no shit like this. Don't do it. I'll make sure when I get back to the fucking crib, I delete them off Facebook. I'll be like, these shitty ass people. Huh. I go missing. Don't send the Cajun army looking for me. Okay?
The next day, after 2 more streams where Dolly Vision again referred to the non-profit in derogatory terms, Dolly Vision visited what looked like a park. The area had a trail and a body of water. Dolly Vision announced that he received a tip to look for Sebastian in the area, so he stated he was going to search. At no time does Dolly Vision indicate that he has attempted to coordinate any effort with the organized nonprofit or law enforcement. He does not display a map or explain his method. He only says he will remain on the trail, at the perimeter of the wooded area. Dolly Vision walks steadily through what appears to be a large open, grassy area with a body of water nearby. He haphazardly stops a few times and looks into the woods, but does not go deeper. Eventually, he arrives on a dock at the water, where he shows a panoramic-type water view with clear blue skies. He proceeds to talk about ducks and then goes back the same way he came. It becomes clear, in my opinion, that this is not a legitimate search for Sebastian. Later, Dolly Vision films himself waiting for a flight to return home from his alleged search efforts. He mentions one reason for his departure is due to the non-profit organization, and says he will return.
I am flying back today, and I will be back.
As of the date of the publication of this video, Dolly Vision has not returned. Watching this play out, it was yet another recent example of a pattern Dolly Vision displays, which we will discuss more about in this video. But it also demonstrated how quickly Dolly Vision quit, how fast he gave up his alleged attempt to help search for a missing child, and how he devoted so much time in his content to angrily speak of his problems regarding the nonprofit's request. Dolly Vision certainly did not appear to be someone who was able to put aside differences in order to achieve the greater purpose of locating a missing child. It came across at times that the only thing that mattered was Dolly Vision's feelings, not the missing child. I felt it was important to specifically include this recent case, as it all tends to demonstrate a full package of what appears as highly obvious exploitative conduct. In my opinion, just looking at this recent case, one can see this. But this is merely one instance. Let us now break this down more and explore the pattern in greater detail. As you watch the rest of this video, keep the following question in mind. If the child is not being benefited by what I am seeing in these videos, who does? And the answer to this question, in my opinion, as will be explained more in this video, is someone exploiting a missing child for personal gain, and thus an opportunist. In fairness, it is worth noting that Dolly Vision typically claims his interest is for the child, the victim, for looking for missing people, and for keeping their name out there. However, he repeatedly states that his content is for fun and entertainment, as you can hear for yourself in this clip.
Allegedly, entertainment purposes. Listen, guys, anything you hear here on Dolly is not to be taken as fact, okay? It may be, it may not.
Taking this one step further, Dolly Vision, in his own video descriptions, explicitly reveals that he is using these true crime cases for entertainment purposes only. In fact, he emphasizes that viewers take it with a, quote, grain of salt and do their own research. This again underscores that Dolly Vision may be using missing child cases, not to help anyone. Unless you believe that Dolly Vision showing up on scene and making useless, salacious content that financially benefits only himself constitutes being of service to a missing child. Similar to the hallmarks of an opportunist discussed so far, when there is waning interest in a case and a case is not receiving a consistent viewer count, it appears in the pattern that Dolly Vision quickly moves on to another case for his entertainment-only content. In my opinion, I have yet to see Dolly Vision create multiple consecutive live streams devoted to obscure missing child cases, despite there being thousands of missing children out there who need attention. So the absence of that is noted in the pattern, for it is the lack of that appearing in Dolly Vision's pattern that actually strengthens my opinion of his acts and words that denote potential opportunism. In other words, the lack of a showing folds into the pattern that tends to present someone who may not be in true crime out of a desire to be useful, but is in it for personal gain. Dolly Vision, who repeatedly tells his audience that he is, quote, all about finding missing people, appears to lack formal training, formal education, or expertise in searching for missing persons. The lack of any qualifications, coupled with his failure to discuss any interest to obtain such competence, strengthens my opinion that he may simply be using his alleged search efforts for missing children as a meal ticket. This is also bolstered by the inappropriate search attire, methods, and activity he demonstrates in his own content, where he claims to be searching for missing children. In the Summerwells case, Dolly Vision claimed to be performing a water search for the missing child. Here he was shown in a childish-looking green mask, a snorkel, and flippers. He randomly skims a small portion of a lake where Summerwells was allegedly playing on the day she disappeared. At one point, Dolly Vision emerges from the surface, brandishing a large machete-like knife for no apparent reason. It appears, in my opinion, to be for show, for entertainment purposes, perhaps an effort to depict the Hollywood-created serial killer Jason from the Friday the 13th movie series, based upon an analysis of the sunlight, shadows, and reflections in the water. It appears that this so-called water search was very brief, perhaps 30 minutes at most. The alleged search smacks of a superficial, irreverent farce that left this viewer curious if this whole scenario was meant to be a joke. With this out of the way, in Part 2, we will take a deep dive into possible character traits and behavior to scrutinize Dolly Vision in a nuanced analysis. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, so you will be the first to know when the next True Crime Psyche drops.